Welcome in, everybody.
Hey, everybody, welcome in.
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm being on two wheels tonight.
Yeah. It's like that sometimes. Welcome in,
Yeah,
Mandy Adams, Tina McNeil, and Jane in Travels. Great to see you, John and Nancy.
it is great to see you. We're glad to see everybody tonight. We have had a lot going on, and I know most of us do, but this year has been challenging for me. So let's get to see everybody tonight. And how was your Fourth of July, William?
It was good. Yeah, it was good. Nothing crazy necessarily. My grades were due a couple days after 4th of July, so you know,
Hey, Jan.
I can hear myself talking in the background. I don't know if you did
Oh, hang on just
turn
a
your
second.
volume down on your phone, maybe, but
Uh,
yeah. So nothing crazy. Just stayed at the house and grilled out and everything, and then I just worked on trying to get stuff graded so I get my grades submitted on time. So
right.
all that went well. It's great to get all that wrapped up. Um, but yeah, it's good to be back here talking all things Disney with all of you. Looking forward to we're a little bit late on this since we took our trip. All about ballpark 2 months or so ago. But it's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Well, we have been busy and trying to keep
Uh,
the schedule, and sometimes like last week, sometimes you got to yell calf rope and but we wanted to get this in, and I'm really anxious to hear about it because really, William, we have not had a chance to talk about the cruise much. I didn't want to say hi to Mandy. You're always here, Mandy. Thanks so much for being
yeah,
here. Of
thanks,
course,
Mandy.
Tina, Jillian, and we appreciate y'all so much. We have been kind of in and out. We like to keep a pretty um, smooth schedule and not miss a hitchhiker chat, but we have had some interruptions, and so it's nice to be here and talk about this, William.
Yeah,
um, um, I did not look up to see if we have any birthdays. Now that's one thing that I did not get done. um, I don't think we have any birthdays in the community. If anybody in the chat uh, knows of any, please let me know. Tina, right? Tina says it's not that the ship will go out of season.
that's true. That is true. She's just, she's getting to be almost 3 years old, which is crazy to think about.
Yes, the wish. Oh, that's true. And see, I would have thought the wish was even a little bit older than that. Uh,
Actually, well, yeah, it is actually. It turned 4 years old today.
right, right.
Main voyage with paying guests on this day. So, well, I guess it worked out better than we thought it would.
Oh wow, seriously?
Yeah, July 14th, 2022. They
Oh,
set sail on a 5-night Bahamian cruise.
okay. Well, folks, we actually planned this. We did this on purpose. 2022. Wow.
Yeah, so 4 years old as of today, officially.
Yeah, maiden voyage. That's amazing. I'm making a note of that. That is so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I would have, like I said, now Disney has added a lot of ships in recent years. The Magic, of course, was their first ship in the fleet to come into Galveston. I think the Magic was actually their first ship, and she made her debut at the port of Galveston some years ago, and kind of has been working in and out of Galveston like the last 3 months or so of the year. 3 or 4 months or so of the year, she would come in and do the holiday cruises. Well, now we will have the Magic, or a ship, a Disney ship, docked in Galveston year-round. So we're really excited about that. They recently expanded their port, and so there will be a Disney ship along with Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and I'm not sure of the other cruise line in Galveston full time.
Yeah.
So they added, I think they added two terminals to what they already had. So Galveston is a wonderful place. It's really a wonderful place. Jeff and I have been out of Galveston several times on Carnival cruises. Never on
Welcome in, Jason.
A Royal Caribbean. At any rate, hey Jason.
Dean says Tina needs a whistle. Happy birthday, Tina.
Okay,
Tina celebrated her birthday yesterday.
Okay, wow. I'm such a bad friend. I'm such a bad friend. Tina, oh my gosh. Okay, all I can do is apologize for missing your birthday. I normally don't do that. Hey, Spencer, welcome in. And I don't have I did not throw the whistle in, so we'll definitely have
train
to do
whistle
that.
next week.
Yeah, our train whistle. Happy birthday, Tina. Oh my goodness. I had it. I had it on my calendar.
I've actually got mine right here.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So happy birthday, Tina. Thanks for being a great ghost host and all the support. She's always watching. And we all appreciate it. So thank you so much, Tina. Happy birthday as of yesterday. For those that have the sound turned up, or if you got headphones in, there's a loud noise coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday, Tina.
Yay! Happy birthday. I hope you did something really special for your birthday, Tina. Yeah, see, Holly, yeah, we've had a lot going on. And I looked, Tina, it's not like I didn't look, a couple weeks ago. And that was a couple of weeks ago, and I've slept since then. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But happy birthday. We'll talk. I'll give you a call. And we'll talk just a little bit. We need to catch up anyway. Dean, welcome in. Oh my gosh. Dean, what is the deal, buddy? We both forgot Tina's birthday. Well, at least misery loves company, Dean. I'm in good company there, but just quickly, I'm going to read a couple of this Disney history, William, and then we're going to jump right into this because I want to hear all about the Wish. Gerald Rudolph Ford, 38th President and 40th Vice President of the United States, is born in Omaha, Nebraska, this day in 1913. You can visit Mr. Ford, President Ford, and all the presidents at Disney World's classic attraction, the Hall of Presidents, which is one of my favorites. So that's pretty cool.
Thanks, Mr. Stranger.
Born on this day in 1913. Hang on just a second. Okay. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Let's see. Here we go. Just kind of looking over them today. In 1934, sometimes we forget how old the Walt Disney Company is. It's over 100 years old.
Right.
In 1934, Disney's silly symphony cartoon, The Flying Mouse, is released. Directed by David Hand, it's considered a significant cartoon for the Disney studios as it marks a big step forward in creating a real personality for an animated character. So that was, Walt's first love. One of his first loves was that early animation. In 1946, original Mouseketeer and the youngest male to audition to be a Mouseketeer. And I remember Cubby. Y'all remember Cubby? Carl O'Brien is born in Burbank, California in 1996. And Cubby was one of my favorites. Let's see, in 1955, y'all, final construction and preparation take place in Anaheim on Walt's new theme park, just 3 days before Disneyland's grand debut.
Wow.
Yes, Disneyland's anniversary is coming up. During a test ride, Disneyland's Casey Jr. circus train almost tips backwards while traveling uphill. They had all kinds of problems with Disneyland.
Yeah.
They really did. Lead weights will be added to the front, allowing it to temporarily run on the park's grand opening day. And then on July 18th, it closed, allowing the uphill grade to be reduced. But yeah, and of course, our good friend, Tom Nabby, a great friend of the channel, was there for that. Disney legend, with whom we have an interview. If you guys were unfamiliar, we had the pleasure of interviewing Tom Nabby some months ago on the channel. Disney legend, amazing Imagineer, worked for Disney for about 50 years. So, so you can check that interview. Check out that interview if you want to. It was really amazing and such a pleasure for us. But every time we talk about the opening Disneyland, I think about Tom being there. Let's see what in 1968, the Dapper Dans and Disneyland performers and characters appeared at the Hollywood Bowl in California during a sold-out family night concert hosted by Maury Amsterdam. It's also at this event that the first Winnie the Pooh for President convention is held. And why? My question there is, why are we not still having those?
Right.
Why? I think we need to revive the Winnie the Pooh for President conventions.
Right.
Pooh kicks off his campaign in style, joined on stage by friends from the 100 Acre Wood for a campaign musical number and the release of thousands of red, white, and blue balloons. Now, I could get behind that. I could so get behind. That is so cool. We absolutely adore Pooh. 2000, in the year 2000, Tokyo Disneyland welcomes its 250 millionth visitor, Miss Hasei Do. And the Disney Channel original movie Ready to Run, played by Chrissy Perez. I think I remember this for some reason. This original, I don't know why. I have no idea why, but that really rings a bell for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. But let's see what else we've got. I think that's just about it. Let me look down here. I think that's just about it. Yeah, and that's just about it for this day in Disney history. But really appreciate that. If you guys want it, that is a website that we just look at. Really cool. We have no affiliation with them other than I love to go there, and you can just pick the date that you want and look up what happened on this date in years past for Disney history. They're also on Facebook. They comment. I don't know if you've noticed it, William, but they comment on our Facebook page a good bit, and so we really appreciate them over there at this day in Disney history. If you ever want to know what happened on a certain date, just go to that website. It's very simple, straightforward. So, William, let's go ahead. If you want. I did want to say, I do hope that everybody had a fantastic 4th of July. Tina says Mickey won the primary. Well, hey, now that's a tough. Hey, Mickey and Pooh, that's an unbeatable ticket there. Wow. Well, I think that's how we should do it this year. But I hope everybody had a fantastic 4th of July. We spent it. Jeff and I we desperately needed a little change of scenery and a break and some time out. So we went up to Hot Springs, Arkansas. Fantastic. We have several videos on our channel from Hot Springs, and spent the 4th of July. We stayed at the Arlington Hotel and Spa, which is over 100-year-old historic hotel there on Bathhouse Row. They did a little walking parade down the Bathhouse Row sidewalk there, and then they had a citywide picnic on the Arlington lawn, and it was just a really neat day. Jeff and I had scheduled brunch at Eden, which was also wonderful. It's a wonderful restaurant inside the Hale bathhouse. We had brunch and then just kind of hung out. The Arlington later on drug the grill out onto their front patio there and grilled some wonderful burgers and hot dogs, and we ate those and sat out on that big patio there at the Arlington. And then of course they had the fireworks over Lake Hamilton. It was really, really cool. So check out that live stream from the morning. That's the last live stream that's on our schedule. Tina said they had fireworks all around them. So yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that, and of course in a lot of places we're getting so much rain. So
yeah, it was pretty nice. We had the rain earlier in the day, but it cleared out before, and I was worried it was going to be really muggy because we went to the football stadium in town to watch the fireworks show there. But no, there was nice breeze. It was perfect. I mean,
yeah,
very, very comfortable.
right.
And surprisingly for 4th of July, it in fact was not the hottest 4th of July as from the Carousel Progress line.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Bryce. So I marched in the 4th of July parade in Waxahachie with the band. Very cool, Bryce.
Nice.
Shout out to Mr. Stranger and Bryce. I know both of them from real life. But
Waxahachie, Texas, good Texas folks.
More
Texas folks. We can't have too many.
And Daryl and Bryce there.
Yeah.
But Tina says yes, we had rain earlier too and cleared up for the fireworks. Here's the thumbnail for the video tonight. Here's us meeting Captain Jack, and then a cool magic shot with me and the Red Hulk. It's a pretty neat picture. It's fun to do. So
yeah, I've got a larger picture of that in the slideshow later on. Excuse me.
It was pretty neat. Had a good time. We drove in. We got out of school, or I guess that Friday was early release, but I had to attend. I had to attend graduation, so we left out on Saturday because we were trying to figure out when we wanted to leave. We ended up leaving a little bit earlier. Decided to kind of extend our vacation because we're like, well, school's out anyway, might as well. So we drove and stayed in La Quinta in Pensacola. Not near as nice as the pictures made it out to see. It's a little bit disappointment. The service was also not great, but the free breakfast was serviceable. So, and we were just there for one night, so it was what it was, and we continued on our way. We just made a mental note that we won't stay at that one again because there are better options. But anyway, we made it through the night, and our car was fine. So that's all that really mattered. And then we went on to the resort there in Orlando. Jillian went straight to Epcot to get some pass holder stuff. Her magnets should have brought that out here too, but her Woody and Buzz annual pass holder magnets on the fridge in the house. And then she did, she went to Hollywood Studios, and I think, she did a stream on the channel, and I hung out with the boys for a couple of days at the resort. And then Jillian went to Magic Kingdom also. And then Wednesday,
some really
Thursday.
Great live streams.
Yeah.
While she was there at Walt Disney World while you were there for that part of the trip. She did Epcot. What did she do? Epcot, Magic Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios.
Really,
really good live streams. Check those out.
We went and we stayed at Universal Cabana Bay Resort, and I did a stream on that a few weeks back, talking about our 2 days at Universal, and we just stayed the one night there on property, which was again incredible. We had a theme park view of
Mhm.
a Volcano Bay that was just out of this world. And so
Yeah.
thank you again to Universal for treating us like gold the 2 days that we had there before our cruise.
Yeah.
Uh, and so again, you can go watch the video I did a few weeks back about our 2 days at Universal. But so we boarded the Wish on May 29th. It was just a 3-day cruise. Our boys are still relatively young, and so we weren't sure how well they do with
Mhm.
the cruise. So we said, okay, if we're gonna do it, let's start off small, and just do a 3-day cruise. Now the
Mhm.
Wish, I've got to say, my goodness, uh, the Wish cruise ship is a work of art. There is no detail
Mhm.
there's no detail missed. There's no they
Mhm.
they've thought of pretty much everything. It's visually stunning. The different clubs and stuff they have in the ship. Even I mean, my goodness, there's pictures later on of the big mural in the Marvel section of the kids
Mhm.
club, and some of the stuff in there. It's just absolutely incredible. Uh,
Mhm.
but anyway, back
The
it up one.
atriums are always just
Oh,
gorgeous.
the atriums are unreal, and so we everything went very smoothly. Big shout out to Jillian. She is a travel agent. If you need help booking a Disney cruise, she'd be glad to help you. Or just
Yeah.
if you want to go to Disney, it's Disney World, Disneyland. She'll be glad to help you, as well as Universal or pretty much any other cruise for the most part. Any other cruise line for the most part, she'd be glad to help you. But we had a great experience. Run it back one slide, Mom.
Sure.
Um, and so here's us just, and this whole process went very smoothly. We had our documentation together.
Mhm.
I let my passport expire, unfortunately, so I had to bring birth certificates. I had birth certificates for all of us. Probably need to look at go ahead and renewing the passport for next go around. But
Mhm.
anyway, everything went incredibly smoothly. You scan,
Mhm.
it helps that you scan it all into the app, and then you just bring it all and show it to them. So,
Mhm.
uh,
There's something now you can cruise with your birth certificate
yes,
in Mexico, but I read something that I had not thought of because I was just I was watching some Disney cruise tips and what have you. Watched a lot of Nate stuff in the last couple of days while the boys were here. They wanted to watch Nate's. I
Page
was
of
talking
Mr.
about
Morrow.
Page of Mr. Morrow's um, vlog on
Uh,
the Wish. But one of them said to always travel if you can, to always cruise with a passport. And the reason for that is if you should happen to miss the ship or to get into a situation where you needed to fly home, you have to have a passport to
yeah,
do that.
yeah, that's valid.
So that's yeah. So I thought I would mention that. That's something that
Yeah.
I had not thought of. I keep my passport. I always renew it, and so I always have it. So I usually take it, but I thought, okay, that's a valid that's a valid reason to always travel with your passport if
Yeah.
possible.
But this process went incredibly smoothly. As you can see, Wesley was not interested in taking the family photo, before we got on the ship. The Cinderella statues, very pretty. They've got the slipper in a case next to the staircase there in the atrium, the grand hall, as they call it. And there's a little, Lucifer cat statue also. But yeah, the
Really
grand hall
cute.
is just beautiful. They have lighting built into the banisters that flows all the way up into the ceiling. And so
Mm.
whenever they have the lights going in the grand hall, it's spectacular. uh,
Oh wow.
I
Yeah.
wish I never stayed up for midnight, because you can go in there, and since the Wish is themed for Cinderella, they have a little show. They have a
Oh.
little light show at midnight on the ship.
Oh, how cool is
And
that?
so I never made it to that out of fear of waking the boys. And
Right,
also too,
right.
I was worn out. That's my other bit of advice is, if you got young ones, and I would suggest, if you want to do parks beforehand, I would suggest trying to have a buffer in between, especially if you're going to go on a short cruise. Um, let's see, will they have passport cards? Okay, that you can keep if you want.
Mhm.
I didn't even realize
I
that,
do, I
Tina.
do. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I would suggest having a buffer. Our boys are younger, and especially affected Wesley because he's really small. He was a trooper at Universal, but that first kind of day and a half or so of the cruise, he was really tired and
Yeah.
not having the best time. I mean, he was glad to be there, but
Oh,
he
yeah.
was a little cranky, and I was also
Yeah.
tired because
Start.
we went pretty hard at the parks the 2 days right
Mhm.
before we got on the ship. So, but anyway, on to the next picture. So first thing we did, we went straight to Marceline Market and ate some food. Marceline Market's great. Tons of different food options to pick from. It's the same on both sides. There's two
Mhm.
different sides of dining. Um, if the lines are longer,
Mhm.
because most people stop. They see food, they stop. You can work your way on back further and go back towards the back, and there's more food lines that you can get stuff from back there. And so
So now
that's
this is, and I have some more pictures from this later, but this is like the buffet, right? This is like,
yes.
uh-huh.
So yeah, here's us
Okay, so
sitting and eating.
yeah, that's really cool there with
The boys
Galveston.
having their finest mac and
Galveston,
cheese and chicken strips.
the Cape Canaveral there.
Yeah,
Neat.
sitting there in port.
Yeah, the views are so cool.
And here's our door. We decorated our door. So that thing hanging off of the little hook there is called a fish extender, which we actually bought. Um, I do not. I don't think I have ours with us actually, but you can see it in the picture there. And so, what is a fish extender? So, if you would go on a Disney cruise, go out there and find a Facebook group for your cruise because somebody is bound to have created one. We had one for this
Yeah.
one, we have one for the next one. And so, you go and join that Facebook group. Someone will create a spreadsheet, a shared Excel spreadsheet that you can go in and sign up to do the fish extender. So, what is a fish extender? Um, People basically sign up to go and drop little free trinkets in your little hangar there. So and even people who don't sign up still put one out also. But stickers, we got all sorts of fun little freebies.
Mhm.
Stickers, pins, little rubber duckies. All
Oh my,
sorts
yeah.
of fun little freebies, and it's just so much fun when you come back to your room to check the fish extender to see if anybody dropped anything off. Something
Mhm.
else fun that we did was we put a pin board you can see on our door there, the cork board. Um, and it says, if you think it says something along the lines of if you take a
Oh,
pin,
yes, our stuff fairy.
you gotta leave a pin, matey. And so we put some pins on our board, and sure enough, people came around and traded with our board, and I was surprised we did not get many scrappers. I was very surprised. And
Nice,
actually, I think I got the pin bag over here, but
nice.
we got
So
some really neat pins
pin
uh,
trading board, that's a neat idea.
from trading off of our board. Um, Magnets are another fun thing to leave. Let me see if I can find.
I think
Uh,
this is such a neat, I think this is such a neat tradition,
yeah.
uh,
So
that Disney,
here, minus, I'll cover up my honorary pin trader pin here in the bottom here. But here are some of the pins that we traded, that people traded onto our board. There you go, big screen. Can you make me a big screen, Mom?
Mhm.
And we found the coolest Sword in the Stone pin. So here's some of the pins that we traded for. Not this one that my finger covered up here. But look at this gigantic Sword in the Stone pin with a Merlin.
Wow, that's huge.
And then some other really neat pins there that people traded to us. But yeah, these are great. Great pickups.
So there you got Flotsam and Jetsam.
Oh yeah, Flotsam Jetsam. We dropped the pin. This little pit droid. And then
wow. Yeah.
The Siamese cats from the Aristocats, Maleficent, and little Castle Candy Apple. And then a little cupcake here. And there's some other neat ones too. They've got this little Prince John and a couple of coffee cups. The Cheshire Cat coffee cup here.
Yeah.
And then a Donald coffee cup. Yes, we did Foxglove Fairy.
Cool. Yes, Foxglove Fairy. We're gonna
and then this Prince John.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That was really neat. We were surprised, at how well we did as far as the pin trading. And I'm going to leave this over here because I got more to show later. But that was a whole lot of fun. Let me go small screen again. That was a whole lot of fun. I had a great time with that. There's the boys sitting in the porthole, just taking a picture, sitting there. We're still docked. We put a bunch of magnets. Yeah. Now, one thing about your magnets on your door is we did put little hooks, like little magnetic hooks on our door for our freebies. So we went by Dollar Tree. They have a bunch of cute little action figures, like little mini action figures that you can get for pretty inexpensive. And got a whole bunch of Disney and Pixar little figures to put clipped to our door so people could come by and get, pull stuff off our door. And so we just restocked the door, we'll have little sticker sheets and stuff like that too. So that was a whole lot of fun.
Those as for your fish extender gifts too, couldn't you?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, we walked around and dropped stuff. I walked around and, played part of Pin Fairy and dropped pins and some of the fish extenders. So that was neat.
Dwayne Johnson would be very pleased.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, so that we had a lot of really cute magnets. Jillian did a great job. I think she just found some place on Etsy. But yeah, she did a great job decorating our door. People loved the door. So on to the next slide. Again, I would absolutely do the fish extender thing again. Our first first evening dining. So you have 1923, you have Worlds of Marvel, and you have Arendelle. And so we enjoyed each of them. I will say the shows are fun. I liked the interactive portion of this dining experience. I don't want to give anything away. They have a really neat, I wish I had it, little quantum core thing that you push buttons on, and it's neat. And then Spider-Man's right here. He comes out, and he's really quick at each of the tables. This is not a full-blown meet and greet. This is if you can grab a selfie fast enough, that's all you get. Now you can meet him later. There are designated times to meet characters later on, and we did that. But he just dropped in real quick, said hello to the table, and went on his way. So anyway, if you grab a selfie,
that was kind of a
good. Yeah, but Wesley actually fell asleep in his chair waiting for our food. Something else worth mentioning was he was worn out. Something else, and also too, this dining room, it looks awesome. They have lots of cool graphics on the wall. It's really neat. The screens are cool. It's anybody that loves the Marvel Cinematic Universe or Marvel in general will will love this experience.
This one looks like fun. And how is the food here?
So that's one thing I was going to mention. That's one thing I was going to mention is that I wasn't necessarily blown away by the food that I had for any of my meals at nighttime. Now, I really enjoyed the Marceline Market and also the different options that they had on the pool deck. They had some really like build your own bowl, a burrito, taco station, a barbecue station, a pizza, so on and so forth. All of those and the Marceline Market were all I really enjoyed. But sitting down eating the really fancy meals, I just wasn't blown away by really much of anything I had. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't so notable that I took a note to tell you what I had, because it just wasn't. I just wasn't necessarily blown away by it.
Right. Foxglove Ferry mentioned Sam Neill from Jurassic Park passing away. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. And of course, we also lost, not Disney related, but Randolph Mantooth from Emergency. Now, that's way back in the 70s. William, you would know that actor, but he was iconic. It was called Emergency. It was about paramedics and emergency services, and it was really, really cool. Anyway, we lost him. Hated to hear about that, but
for sure.
But this looks like some sort of a mushroom.
It's like a broccoli cheddar ish soup, I think. But I will say I loved all the dishes. Because I look at that corn, all the all the plates and bowls looked awesome. I was like, man, can I just take this stuff with me?
Yeah, right. Can I just take a set of I could say, and you know how much I love China, y'all.
Right. That is one thing. The presentation was great. The plates looked really neat and designed really well. The kids' plate. I should have included a picture of the kids' plate. Because I was like, man, I really want this plate. Because the design was so cool on it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
did you ask if you could buy those in gift shop or anything?
No, I didn't. And I didn't see them. The shops that I went into, I never saw it. So anyway,
Tina's laughing at you. The food
they were really neat. All of them were really neat on the dishes that they had.
Well, now you know me, William. You can never have too many dishes.
Right.
You know me. I love dishes, and so I would have loved that. And you can see on the it looks like a cover to the top left there with the Avengers
logo
on it. Yeah. And what's this on the right? That's
the Quantum Core. That's how you interact with the show. That goes on while you're eating. It's pretty neat.
Nice. Yeah. Nice.
But it was fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the entertainment aspect of each of our dining, which, I mean, 1923 doesn't have, entertainment associated with it per se. I do love all the props and stuff that they had in 1923 and the sketches, and it's really beautiful. One other thing worth mentioning was, and this, it was good, but the mashed potatoes were good. But I wasn't necessarily blown away by it per se. But I really enjoyed it. And after the first night, I just started getting the sundae. They offer a kids sundae every night, at each of the different dinings. It's kind of the main.
The Pim chocolate.
Yeah. And it's had a little chocolate donut on top.
Yeah.
But anyway, I wasn't blown away by my dessert. by my adult dessert. And so I finished off Wesley's Sunday. I was like, man, that was a really good Sunday. And it seems ridiculous because, it's like, oh, it's an ice cream sundae. Like, really? Like, how much can you jazz that up? But I thoroughly enjoyed the sundaes. So after the first night, I would get the main, like one of the adult ones, and then I would get the sundae. Or if there was something, if I wasn't blown away by any of the options they had on the adult side, I would just say get the sundae. I really enjoyed the sundae each time. That was definitely a highlight. The presentation is great too.
Oh yeah. So, there's a plate, there's a base, underneath that sundae that has that Avengers A. Again, you've got that sitting on the plate, and then that chocolate topper there says PIM Technologies, of course, referring to PIM Labs. So this looks really good. This plate of food looks really good here too. So as you say, the presentation looks really nice.
Oh yeah, but in terms of the quality, I just wasn't blown away by any of the three dinings per se. It was good, but it wasn't right home about it.
Right, gotcha. Which is kind of unusual because cruise. I have heard on other ships that the food was fantastic. So
I had steak and lobster, I think, on a Carnival cruise 11 years ago. And that in my mind is more notable than anything I had, anything I had on this cruise.
On this one. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, we'll have more food.
There's a plethora of character meet and greets. I would show up early because lines start to form before the character gets there. I would show up early if you're able to. They do cap the lines off, and they rotate characters through, and so you could be standing in line for a character, and they could rotate somebody else in. So just a heads up on that. We had fun meeting Captain Mickey or Captain Minnie, that Pluto here. Wesley had a great time at the splash pad. Now, one thing about having a little one that's working on potty training is that they do not want you to use the slides. Welcome in, Jonathan. They do. If you have a kid that's potty training and they're still using the swim diapers, they don't want you to use the big slides. So I didn't do the aqua. Was it the
aqua mouse?
Mouse. I didn't do the aqua mouse. But there's a smaller slide too. Now there's two itty bitty slides in the Toy Story splash pad. Wesley had a great time in the Toy Story splash pad, but he was very frustrated and disappointed that he couldn't get in even the itty bitty little pools that they had because he was wearing a swim diaper. They do not want you to use any of the pools. Like you can use the splash pad, but not. You can't. You're not supposed to get in any of the pools. So we were honoring their wishes. Now there were other people that were just plopping their kids right in.
They were not.
Yeah, they were plopping their kids right into the regular pools or the little side kiddie pools, itty bitty pools. So, but that is one thing to note. So if you want to give your little one more incentive to potty train before the cruise, the other thing too is if they're not potty trained, you can't drop them off at the kids club. The Oceaneers Club here on the Wish. So and Wyatt begged us the whole time. He wanted to go to the kids club, but we told him, hey buddy, it's our first Disney cruise together. Let's try to stay together and on this one. And then finally I gave in, and we had our dinner time was earlier. That way, obviously, so we could eat and then do the evening entertainment. So as soon as we finished up eating, I went and took him down to the kids club, and we left him there for probably 3-4 hours or so. And he was having a blast. He was
Oh,
having
yeah.
a great time. So next time, I think we'll let him do his thing earlier on. Uh,
Well,
but
I'll tell you, William, he talked to me about the kids club for over an hour.
yeah,
When the kids were here not too long ago,
yeah.
and he was really excited about it. Wyatt is very articulate, and he described everything. He said he just loved it. I mean, he
Oh, he
loved it.
did.
So yeah, so I hope that that he can do that again, and by the next cruise that Wesley should be potty trained, and he can
Yeah,
take advantage of some of that stuff too.
yeah. But Wyatt, thoroughly enjoyed the time that he had there. Again, I didn't spend much time here because it's just difficult to get to everything, especially when you just have a 3-day cruise. Now we didn't even
Right.
get off. We didn't even get off the ship. At whenever we stopped at the port at
Yeah,
Nassau.
you're right. Nassau?
Yeah, yeah, Nassau. We just stayed on the ship because again, we just had 3 days and there's so much to explore. So they have plenty of activities and things to do while everybody else is off the ship. Um, and so
Yeah.
we took that time to explore,
Mhm.
around the ship. I
Well,
mean,
again, since it was your first cruise, and that was probably, if you want to spend some time on the ship,
yeah.
that's a good way to do it.
But so whenever we went to check this out, I was wearing I had my Mandalorian Roosevelts on there, but there's
Mhm.
nobody in the hyperspace lounge at all other than the two people working the bar. Uh,
Oh my. Yeah.
and so I was able to kind of look around and, just kind of mill around a little bit. And they were glad to see us in there and said hello. And, we didn't stop or drink anything in there. But it was really, really neatly decorated. And all I was thinking to myself is,
Mhm.
man, like it would be really neat to sit down and play a hand of sabacc or,
Yeah.
Lorcana or something at, one of these tables. Uh, would just make for the coolest vibe.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh gosh. Yeah.
and
Talk
it
about
was it
atmosphere.
was really neat.
Yeah.
But they had
So
some neat kind of
they
neat statues and neat decor, and it was a
have a lot
really
of themed drinks and
yeah.
what have you. Yeah. So that's cool.
So
And
that was
then there
neat.
was Pirate Night.
Yes, yeah. So we had Pirate Night, the last night of our cruise, which Jillian had described Pirate Night to me, but she said the show that she saw in the Magic was very different than the one that we saw in the Wish.
Ah. Mhm.
Uh, but we had a good time. Pirates is my favorite. I'm not like a big let loose. You know, necessarily dance around crazy. Is not necessarily my vibe per se. The pirate band that they had come up was pretty good. Um, there's all sorts of fun stuff that you can do on the ship.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
uh,
Uh,
here's I'll show I'll show
yeah.
some merch
Tina
here
has a
real quick.
question.
Wesley's dressed as a parrot there. Lorcana, could you play there? Did they have cards or would you use your own? Do they sell them on board? They actually do sell them on board. Which I thought that was pretty neat. They sold play mats, they
Mhm.
sold some troves and some packs.
Cool.
So
Wow.
I was kind of surprised. I wish they'd have had some sort of event. There have been in the past. They have had like learn to play type stuff, uh,
Oh, fun. Yeah.
events like on board, but I think that
Uh-huh.
was more so when it was newer, like the Wish
Mhm.
itself. Um, Now I think they even gave out some like some special promo cards on like the treasure that were like pirate themed. So they've done some neat crossover type activities
Mhm.
for Lorcana. But here's the boys. Wesley's dressed as a parrot, which all people love the Wesley's costume. they they love that he
Well,
was a
a
parrot.
parrot. I don't.
Yeah,
You gotta say that well enough. That is one of the most adorable things I've ever seen.
Uh-huh.
And Jillian actually had some video of him and flapping his wings.
Uh-huh.
That is the cutest thing. Of course,
Yeah.
Wyatt has that really cool pirate's jacket. He
Yeah, he
didn't
was
bring his
Jack
hat, but he
Sparrow.
has his headband. Yeah, it says
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow.
We didn't have
Yeah.
his hat though. I think his hat's in storage somewhere.
Uh,
With the fake Jack Sparrow hair hanging off of it.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, we've had that for a long
Yeah,
time
we
now.
have.
Jack
I think it's
Sparrow.
in storage somewhere, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Um,
But
but
oh yeah, they were both so cute.
yeah,
But him dressed as a parrot was just
yeah. The fireworks at sea were awesome. That was really neat. Let me see here. Let me go big screen real quick. I'm doing a little bit of show and tell real fast.
okay.
Nope. Whoops. My bad. Wrong one. Okay. There we go. Okay. So here's Jillian's sheep. I think she just got these ears off of Etsy. Some
Mhm.
little Disney
Yes.
Cruise ears. And then she's got these for the World of Marvel dining with
Oh yeah.
Spider-Man. You got these from Etsy. They're cute. And then knock this over. I got runaway coconut. Um, and then this is Mount Rustmore. So Castaway Cay, they have these. There's pictures in the slideshow for it, but they have these neat, I guess, buoys or I mean, it's several different things here.
Mhm.
It's called Mount Rustmore, and it has Mickey and Pluto and Donald and Goofy. So it's really neat ears. These came out pretty. I think these were pretty new. Jillian had said whenever they came out. Uh, we
Yeah,
or
that is so cool. I thought
they
that was
they hadn't
really
been
neat to
selling them
see.
long when we got them. And then here's a
Yeah.
little ornament, Castaway Key ornament,
Oh, oh, that is cool.
Castaway Cay rather
That is
ornament.
really cool.
And I gotta say, other cool stuff. So Jillian went on a cruise last year with her mom, and so she got some goodies for being the silver level of the Castaway Club, having been on a cruise before. Um,
Okay. Oh,
and so she got this nice backpack here and this lanyard to put our key cards in. So you're both super nice, complimentary gifts.
yes.
So it's a nice backpack. So, and the next one we go on. Uh-oh. The next one we go on, uh, all of us will get those gifts.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It
Uh,
is.
so they sold this bag, and I love this. I just love the look of this bag. They sold this bag at Castaway Cay, and I love the colors. It's this
Mhm.
Disney Cruise Line, just the duffel
Mhm.
bag with the logo there, and a couple of these smaller straps, and then the over the shoulder strap. Uh,
Mhm.
nothing fancy necessarily about the bag. I just love the colors, and it felt like kind of a '90s
Mhm.
throwback a little bit to me
Mhm.
with the
Yeah.
with the bold primary colors.
Yeah.
And we also got the boys got some bubble wands. So, and I'll tell you what, they're really cool looking, but they're making a killing off of the pirate bubble wands that they sold on Pirates Night because both the boys had to have one, of course, and they're Pirates of the Caribbean. And so, obviously, it's one of my favorite things. So they were able to get me. The boys were able to convince me, but they both needed the bubble wine. So it's a sword. It's a full blown sword with bubbles that come out the end of it. And the pirate skull on the handle. Oh, I
I
dropped my
was
stuff.
gonna say, yeah, I never have. Yeah, Tina's laughing at you for.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Twist his arm there. Twist his
Uh,
arm.
but
There.
here's a Castaway K pin with Mickey and Minnie.
Nice.
When some of this stuff, I was like, man, I don't know when I'm going to be back, or
Right.
So I was like, I'll get some of this stuff that I like, and then I won't have to get it the next time.
Right.
But there's Mount Rushmore again. And then also, of course, had to get one for the Wish.
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah. So cool. Well, and here's the thing. And they're always swapping out merch and in the parks, and we're always having to, drag ourselves through, covering our eyes so that we don't. Well, when you go on a Disney cruise, then you have to start in on all the cruise merch because it's
Right.
all totally
Jillian bought me this really neat shirt off of the internet somewhere. And people love this shirt too. It's got all sorts of fun little characters and little Easter egg type things on it. You got a whole blown cruise ship right here.
Yeah,
But
that
got
is
lots
cool,
of compliments. This was my, my Castaway K day. This is my over shirt. And I had my, tight fit undershirt on underneath it.
Yeah, very
So,
nice. Yeah.
but it's all sorts of fun designs.
Oh yeah,
Wow,
that is a great the
uh,
anchor on your
yeah,
left shoulder is
right
Mickey,
there.
like a Mickey, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's Captain Hook's hook. Wow,
There are gifts that you can buy that they'll have ready for you waiting in your room. Now that we didn't actually use this, but I just thought it was really cool and thought it was a decent value. It's another bag because of course we didn't have enough bags.
right.
But we could have used this for our beach day. It's nice Disney Cruise Line bag to put stuff in. I want to say this one, the bottom portion is like a cooler type material. So it's pretty cool. But they have inside of this, which is pretty neat. Down here at the bottom, there's our fish extender. I'd rolled it up, put it in there.
There we go.
Here's our fish extender. So that's what we put our stuff in. The people left gifts and hung it on the hook next to our door. Roll that back up. And then the other thing that was included with this bag that I bought was the fish extender was separate, but it came with this little bag of stuff that you could do. It's a waterproof like play mat. So they have a little buckle thing. This is to hold the towels to your chair. Didn't actually use it, but it's a good idea to keep your towel from blowing away. And I think there's actually two in here. There's a neat.
Well,
Oh, that's just so cute. Look, Chippendale there.
Oh,
Very cute.
Yeah, those are adorable.
So we didn't actually use those, but
so where did these things come from?
You could buy these online before the cruise, and they'll have it waiting in your room for you.
Yeah.
So all this stuff is water resistant, if you will. They have got little. If you wanted to play chess or checkers, they had these little. Little kind of felt, kind of rubbery, like I guess it's like a mouse pad type material on these little tokens. But you can play chess or checkers. Then here's some die.
Yeah.
To play games with. Okay. And then there's a big mat here, which I was like, man, this would make for a really cool either play mat or what is this? Can't remember if that's backgammon or what that is.
Backgammon.
Yeah, backgammon on one side and then the chessboard on the other.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And it's made with this material so you can play with it on the beach. Yeah. Oh, the fish extender did come with this because we didn't have one. Okay. I couldn't remember. I thought it was separate for some reason.
Okay.
And then they got a little bag, if you want to learn how to play any of this stuff, they've got little rule sheet included.
And that was Etsy, Jillian?
Oh no, this stuff. The bag with all this stuff in it that I just finished showing you was through Disney's website, or through the Disney Cruise Line website. You could buy all this stuff and they'd have it ready for you in your room. They had towels and various other things you could buy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really neat. And this bag has, a little logo on it.
Uh-huh. Very
Go from here.
nice. Well, there's a lot of good neat stuff in there. Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was really
Foxglove
neat.
Ferry. Yeah.
And I was
They
like, well,
probably do.
yeah,
Foxglove Ferry, they have, I'm sure that Roosevelt's probably has Tinkerbell. Uh, Foxglove Ferry was actually asking about your t-shirt, your
so lots
shirt.
of cool stuff. Now I gotta say, in terms of value souvenirs, this is one of the best ones. I want to say, Jillian's in the chat here, so she can help me out. They had these little coconuts that you could pick either a coconut like this. Hey, there's where the straw goes on the top of this little plastic coconut. It says Disney Cruise Line, and this thing was like, I could have sworn it was like $9.99, and that came with a drink.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the drink, which we all really enjoyed. I think it was like a strawberry pina colada, non-alcoholic. Because I asked them, I said, "Hey, I was like, do you have a non-alcoholic version?" And they said it's all non-alcoholic. For the drink that comes with this coconut.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, again, I was like, oh, that's pretty decent value to get
It is.
a drink and a little cup.
Right.
It's not the most impressive. I have a really really neat collection of Disney drinkware. But still, I mean, $9.99 for the drink and this, not bad. Disney don't get any ideas about raising the price on it just because I said it's a decent value. But in terms of bang for your buck, I thought this was a lot of fun. It's something that you can keep and reuse after you get off the cruise. So that was really neat. Again, they've got like some sort of bamboo shoot thing also. Jillian says it's drink of the day too, so it's different all the time. So anyway, that's what it was whenever we got it. And I enjoyed it. Jillian enjoyed it, and the boys enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
So that was also great too because we got it kind of on our way out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jillian said the boys drank most of it. It was a non-alcoholic strawberry pina colada, and it was very refreshing because it was pretty toasty, obviously, out there on the beach.
Right.
We really enjoyed the food options that they had there at Castaway Cay. I've got to say, I would love to see them up their game on the splash pad out there at Castaway Cay, because it was basically some like little tykes. They basically had like 3 little tykes water tables, essentially. And they had like a few fountains that shot up every now and then. I was not super impressed by this. The splash pad on the ship was awesome. But the splash pad at Castaway Cay, especially after all the effort me and the boys put in to walking over to it, which in hindsight, it would have been better to take the tram down there to that end of the island. But these are things we didn't know beforehand. So anyway, me and the boys hoofed it over there, and Wesley had fun, but I was just like, man, this is not anything fancy per se. Especially after they've done some really neat theming, and there's some other fun stuff. Like there was this Olaf statue we came across and everything, and but the character meet and greets were a lot of fun. Here's us with Jack again, and then both the boys there.
Really cute picture of the boys.
Yeah.
With a cute pose
Hey,
there.
Jerry, welcome in.
Yeah.
Great to see you tonight, Jerry.
Alistair Crump has entered the mansion. Beware. Welcome in, Jerry. Yeah. This is really cute. This is the family shot there with Jack Sparrow, Wesley again refusing to participate.
Yeah. It wasn't until later on that he was feeling it.
And I'm wearing my 50th anniversary pirate ears for the occasion. This is they did a series. They did one every month during the 50th, and so this was their Pretty cool. This was their 50th anniversary pirate years.
Mm,
So the whole pirate hat on top of it. Anyway, that's the first time I've worn it. I thought it would be
yeah,
appropriate for
yeah, it's
tonight.
fun.
So yeah, cute.
It's
Was it
fun.
Jillian's idea for Wesley to dress up as a parrot?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember, but I can't remember if it was her idea, but she definitely picked out the costume and came up with
Yeah, too
it
cute.
basically took like a little leprechaun shirt and flipped it inside out, and
Yeah, right.
there, because he just needed a green shirt. Again, here's Marceline Market. Do not miss the churro waffle day. They did not do a great job of raising the flag to let everybody know that when we would be having the churro waffles, because they don't offer them,
Right.
the whole time, and so you got to know when they're doing it. And so we went, and I there's no telling how many of these things I ate. But they're excellent. If you never
Yeah.
had a churro
I've heard they're
waffle,
delicious.
if you never had a churro waffle, sometimes if you get lucky, they have them at the Crystal Palace, and also I want to say I think that they have them at the Beach Club. Whatever the
Yeah.
name of the dining place is at the Beach Club. I
Mhm.
think that they had them there too. But yeah, churro waffles are next level. Mickey waffles are
Right.
great.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Churro. Well, I would think so. Churro waffles, just bump up the Mickey waffles.
Cape
As
May
you said,
Cafe. That's what I'm looking for. Cape May Cafe. Oh,
yeah.
Jillian says they're a Caribbean beach resort now.
Okay.
So it was a churro waffle day is the last day at sea. There you go.
Yeah.
But here's some really fun magic shots.
Mhm.
Thor's hammer. I guess technically it would be Jane's hammer, but Mjolnir after he gets shattered, and then Jane Foster ends up with it as the Lady Thor. And then me and the Red Hulk, Captain America: Brave New World, pretty neat
Yeah,
magic shot.
really cool. Yeah.
And
That
then
is so great. If this, I'm adding that picture of you with the Captain America shield to my list of favorite magic shots, photo pass magic shots, because
yeah,
I love that. But it's great.
yeah, it was fun. Now they got a really neat picture. I didn't include it here, or in the pictures that I provided to you, but they took a really neat perspective shot with Jillian and Thor's hammer, because she's like holding it out, and so like it's kind of like
Oh,
it's in
yeah.
the foreground of the shot. It's really
Mhm.
neat. She got it out there on Facebook, but it's a really neat shot. Uh, but yeah, we had a lot of fun with these pictures, and I love. So they had the lamp, and we took the magic shots of Wyatt's holding the lamp there,
Nay,
and
yeah.
so I love the genie magic shot. That was
Oh,
so
yeah,
cool.
yeah. That
I
is
had to
great.
grab the photographer handed the lamp to Wyatt, but I had to hold it for just a second
Yeah.
as they as we gave it back to the camera person,
Yeah.
the
Well, you should have
cameraman.
had him take one of you,
Yeah,
just
yeah, I
you.
should have.
And I will have to, you should have asked William, because this, oh my gosh, as a 2-year-old, you would sit and watch Aladdin over and over and over and over. Dad and I can still quote the script for the movie because we heard it so many times. It's a favorite. It really is a favorite.
Yeah,
It's kind of a special one for you.
yeah, but I
Okay.
love this magic shot. It's just great. I
Yeah,
mean, there
that's
were lots of
that's
neat magic
sure.
shots. So
Oh yeah,
keep an eye out
yeah.
for these. Use your Navigator app, the Disney Cruise Line app. Um, use that to make sure you keep tabs on what's happening around the ship, because there's stuff happening all the time, and that's the tough. Yeah, that what you have to acknowledge going in is that
Oh, they were on the Wish, Jerry.
yeah, we're on the Wish. Oh, cool, very cool. Fantasy again in September, very neat. What all ships you been on, Jerry? I hope you have a great time on the Fantasy.
Yeah,
Um, but one
yeah.
thing you have to acknowledge is that unless you're a crazy person, uh, there's no way you can do everything. And I'm sure that's partially by design, but they play newly released movies. So the Mandalorian Grogu was playing. I wish I'd have been able to make it. I wish I would have been able to make it to watch it on the ship. There was one night I could have given it a shot, but I knew that if I tried to go, it was like, I think they started at like 10:30 at night. And I said, man, if I try to go to that, I'm going to end up sleeping. And so I didn't make it to that, but it's really neat. I think they had Devil Wears Prada 2 playing also, but we were so busy and it was just me and Jillian and the boys that we didn't make it to the movies. We did make it to the evening entertainment every night, which the first night was okay. They had a little show and it involved a lot of different characters and sang different songs, and it was cute, but I wasn't necessarily blown away by it. And then the second night was they did basically live action Little Mermaid. And, they basically retold the story of the live action Little Mermaid. And I wasn't blown away by it. I mean, they did some neat things on the stage, but, I was like, man, again, wasn't blown away by it. And it's funny too, because on the third night they had Aladdin, and they made some kind of small tweaks to the Aladdin show, but the Aladdin show was much better. Much better, and granted, yes, I like Aladdin more than I do Little Mermaid, but I would, there was another family that got on the elevator with us on the Aladdin night. And we talked about how much we were talking, mid discussion amongst our family of how much we liked the Aladdin show better than the Little Mermaid show. And the other family said, yeah, so did we. And so we were not alone in our assessment. But the Aladdin show was a lot of fun. Now, I thought, how in the world are they going to do Robin Williams Genie? I thought, are they going to do Robin Williams Genie, or are they going to do like Will Smith Genie? Well, what are we going to get? And I think the best option that they use is option C, in that it's basically Robin Williams Genie, except with updated cultural references. So, he makes at one point he's talking to Aladdin, and Aladdin is basically like, "Who are you?" And Genie says, "How do you not know who I am?" And then he starts humming the da 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 da, and he said, "Bluey." And so Genie says he's Bluey, and then he does it again, and he says carpet, and then he does it again, and he says Aladdin. And so he's like humming singing the Bluey theme song, which I thought, obviously the kids in the crowd love that. And then they did some other cultural, pop culture references, like the whole 6'7" thing. And so I thought they did a really good job with it. And they, some of the things he said were really, really funny. And also too, it's kind of breaking the fourth wall on some stuff, like poking fun at the Walt Disney Company a couple of times, which I thought was pretty funny. But anyway, it was pretty neat. We had, we much preferred the Aladdin show over if I'd have picked one to miss, it probably would have been the Little Mermaid show. But anyway, we had a good time. They were all good, but I definitely enjoyed the Aladdin show the most of the three. And Jillian says the app allows you to go through and like the things that you're interested in, like put a little heart on them, and you kind of can have a schedule of your day.
That's nice. The app is
the C is the C is the adventure, Mermaid, and Aladdin. The app allows you to like what you want to do, and you get notifications to remind you. That's pretty helpful. But Anyway, yeah, we had a great time. On to the next slide, Mom.
Alrighty. Oh yeah, sorry.
There you go. Trying to see what else we got here. Oh, okay, Castaway. Yeah, Castaway K had a great time. It's the decorations are really neat. The boys had a blast at the beach. I think this is the first time the boys had ever been to the beach proper. You know, and so they had a lot of fun. Wesley had a great time chasing the birds, which was pretty funny. And then also gathering seaweed, he also thought was fun to do. Gathering the seaweed. They had this little area with like a gigantic bucket that dumped water out, and they had a big slide over there. And Wyatt wanted to do that, but the line was incredibly long, and so he bailed on that. And but yeah,
water's gorgeous.
The buffet was great here. You go in to get food and drinks. Just complimentary. It was really nice. It's a really cute Olaf statue they had next to a gift shop. There's a picture of my plate there with some, beans and rice and mac and cheese, watermelon, and a burger.
Yeah, so you said the food was good.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Do they have any conch?
Conch? What are you talking about?
Which is like conch fritters or conch burgers. It's the it's the little piece of meat that's in or piece of little animal, that's in a conch shell.
Conch shell? Yeah, no, not that I recall. No.
It's very good, and I love it. They have it in the Bahamas. So.
Yeah. Then on to the next one.
Oh, sorry. Here.
There we go.
There we go.
This is the little Tiana's Lounge. I can't remember, it's the Bayou something, I think. But Jillian and Wyatt sat down and drew BB-8. I wish I had the pictures with me. Actually, I do. Jillian and Wyatt and Wesley actually drew. Let's see if I can pull this out cleanly. Oh, I think I only have Wesley's for some reason. Here's Wesley's. I don't know where everybody else's is, but here's Wesley's.
Oh. Wow, he did a good job.
Yeah. I think Wyatt may have helped him, obviously.
Well,
there's BB-8.
They're fun.
I don't know. Oh, here we go. Here's let's see. Do I have everybody else's? Oh yeah, I think Jillian's here. Oh, the menu. I've got the menus right here. Hold on. Let me pull this off. If I can pull this out without knocking everything off my desk, would be great. Here's the kids menu for Arendelle. Super cute. You're there to celebrate Hans and Elsa's engagement party, I believe. And they have little kids activities and stuff over on this side.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the little kids menu. Pretty neat.
Oh, that's really cool. How fun.
So little flags. And then we bought some. I should have mailed these out, but I think I forgot the stamps that day, and also it was hot. But got some postcards.
Jason, welcome in.
I have to mail at some point, but
good to see you.
Fun Disney Cruise postcards.
Okay, so can you? I guess you can.
You can mail stuff from Castaway K.
I'm big on that. So you can mail postcards from Castaway.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure what these are for, but here's some neat little things to write stuff on. Letterhead.
Stationery.
Yeah, stationery letterhead. And then here's the 1923 junior artist workbook. Got Oswald on the front.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
And then a crossword, other Disney trivia and stuff on the back.
Fun. Yeah.
There's the How to Draw Oswald.
Very nice.
Neat menu from 1923.
Yeah, that is neat.
Knocking stuff down on my desk. Here we go. Here's Jillian's BB-8 right here.
Oh my.
Pretty
How cool
cool.
is that? Yeah.
And then here's
Lots of
let's
detail.
see.
I love those drawing classes. You know, they
Here's
had
I do too. And they have
animals
several.
experience.
There's
Uh-huh.
Wyatt's.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That is great.
And then here's the last one. Really, really neat menu from the World of Marvel. Pretty
Very
neat
nice.
kids menu.
Very nice. Yeah.
Stuff on the back and color
Those make nice souvenirs.
heroes and some of the highlighting some of the characters, more crossword and stuff. But it's really neat.
Yeah.
Really neat.
Cool.
Great activities for the kiddos while you're waiting to eat, waiting for the show.
And good to see you. By the way, hope you had a nice 4th of July.
There you go. Stuff that back under there. But yeah, it was neat. This little lounge area is really pretty. I can't remember. I want to say Jillian and Wyatt may have gotten. I can't remember if they got beignets here or what, but they got some sort of treat here in that area. And then here's Arendelle, little Arendelle show. So you see the little Olaf animatronic that they wheel around to the different tables.
Yeah.
And he talks to you real quick, and they've got a. Surprisingly, the show is carried a lot by what's his name? Yoo-Hoo Big Summer Blowout. Dang it.
Oaken.
Yeah, Oaken. Yeah, Oaken. They he is very involved with the show. And the performers were good, but yeah, it was the entertainment aspect was really neat. The food wasn't necessarily top notch per se, but yeah, here's some of the
which is kind of surprising because
that the thing on the right there was like some sort of what was that? Oh, I don't have the menu. I don't have the adult menu, but it was like a bread on top of like a soup. So you like smashed your way through the bread to get to the soup at the bottom, and then you're able to eat the bread and the soup together.
Like a French onion soup.
I can't remember, but
yeah,
you can see the sundae there in the middle. Really pretty. And it was great too. On to the next.
Yeah, very nice.
And then, I took the picture on Castaway Cay of the ship.
Look at the color of the water. Oh,
yeah, it's beautiful.
It just and the pictures really don't do it justice.
Yeah,
there's the beautiful wish.
And again, I can't stress to you enough that this ship is an absolute work of art. Oh, scallops under the croissant thing is what Jillian says.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, nice. I love scallops.
They have like various artwork, and like there was a really pretty. I wish I had taken a picture of it, like a banister, like big tapestry type thing that depicted a scene from Cinderella that was pretty long. That was just, I was like, man, that's really cool. But yeah,
I've always been pleased too that when they for the design of the fleet, when they first introduced the fleet, the Disney cruise ship line, they tossed around a lot of different ideas, of course, as to how the ships would look. And I love that they went with this classic old, steamer ship look.
Yeah.
This classic because it's just a beautiful nautical, very classy, nautical
Yeah.
look to these ships and with the funnel and everything. I just love the look of Disney cruise ships. I think they're really really neat. They were just really classy looking as opposed to going with something cartoony or
Yeah.
that kind of thing. I really like them. Here's that Castaway Key on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, there it is. So that was a lot of fun. Taking a quick selfie with those was really neat. You can tell based off of how bright the sun was, based off of how the lighting on my picture there.
Yes. So a beautiful day. Well, and there's a ship is in the background. I just noticed that. The
Yeah.
ship is there.
Yeah, that was pure dumb luck because I couldn't hardly see my screen. Yeah, Jillian. They did so many. There's so many cool details about the ship. She says the chandelier on the ship has 5 stars too, one to represent each ship up to that point.
How nice.
I think with the Wish being I believe the 5th. But yeah, it's really neat. So yeah, after the Wish, the Wish debuted July 2022, the Treasure debuted December 2024, the Destiny was November 2025, and then the Adventure debuted March 2026. So there have been 3 more ships that have debuted since 4 years ago when the Wish debuted.
Yeah.
But
so cool.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah. We met a ton of characters. We did a really neat, I think it's called the Royal Gathering. Jillian signed us up for it. And it's a pretty difficult reservation to get, if I recall. But basically you could go through and meet the princesses kind of one after the next. And that was complimentary. We didn't have to pay extra for that, but you do have to have a reservation. Now you can meet those characters later. They wrote, like, the last night of the cruise, they had all sorts of characters meeting in the Grand Hall, just kind of all over the place. So that was really neat.
Yeah. Right.
But here's me and Rapunzel there on the front of the ship.
Yeah. That they have the different characters depending on the theming of the ship. But yeah, that's a neat one. I wish I'd put the one that you took that was closer up so you could see the detail there on Rapunzel. But it's all the ships have this beautiful character. They have a character, one character theme, basically. So yeah, and then just a
and this was good. Yeah. Again, wasn't necessarily blown away by it, but it was very good. And again, look at the plate though.
Right. Look at the plate. You don't have to tell me to look at the plate. I would love to have these plates. But so the presentation is so beautiful that the food looks amazing.
Right.
It really does. So I probably got these out of order.
Our service was pretty decent. That's another thing worth mentioning is you can pay your gratuity beforehand. Like Disney has a certain amount assigned to each of the roles. Your room attendant, the head host, both of your and then both of your waiters. Your wait staff. And so they have certain amounts designated for each of those roles. And they have the last night they give you envelopes, and if you choose to pay the gratuity up front, they have again a certain amount divvied out for each role. And again, that's kind of nice. That way you don't have that bill later on, or don't get yourself in a situation where you're strapped for cash and don't know how to tip them. And so that was really nice to be able to put that little slip inside of the tiny little folder that you give to each person with their gratuity in it. Now, the ones that I thought did went above and beyond, I put a little extra cash on top of what Disney had delegated for each of their
Right.
roles.
Right.
Because I wanted to reward them for superior
For sure.
service. Now the ones that didn't do as much, they didn't get as much.
Mhm.
I
That's what they call it,
still
a gratuity.
I still gave them a little bit, but not as much as I gave the ones that really carried the load. So,
Oh, yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
Jillian said the food is better on the Magic. Looking forward to checking that out at some point. Yeah, and again, if you need help, a big shout out to Jillian. I'd never done a Disney cruise before, and so it was great. For her having already been on one to guide us through things to prioritize, and what
Mhm.
reservations to figure out what you have to do when.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so it
Well, and
was,
tips for cruising, because
yeah,
cruising is different than going
it
into the
is.
parks, very
It
different.
is.
So, things that you need to know, special theme nights,
Right.
embarkation, packages, excursions,
Yeah.
all the things that go into a cruise. So,
Right.
Jillian can help you out with that. If
Yeah.
you are interested, guys, Jillian also has, if you look on our channel, Jillian does a live stream of her own. It's called What's Brewing with the Bones. And
Mhm.
on that, you will find a 3-part series on her first Disney cruise. And she breaks down everything
Yeah.
in that 3 series live stream set of everything that you can possibly imagine. It's excellent. Go find that playlist and check those out. It's very, very helpful. And so I have never been on a cruise. This was your first Disney cruise, am I right?
It was, yeah.
Uh-huh. So yeah, so we're looking forward to doing that. We have not done as much, since Jeff has been kind of on injured reserve for a little while. We're trying to get him back in the lineup. So we have not done as much this year. So we have been traveling vicariously through you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks was there anything else that you wanted to mention?
The boys had a great time at the pool. They have so many neat things that you can do. And again, our cruise is only 3 days long, and it was our first one.
Thank you, Jonathan.
So it's again, you can't get to everything. There's other stuff we would have liked to have done, but you only got so much time on the ship. So, I do have to say, one thing worth keeping in mind is before you get off the ship, that morning you can go have a nice sit down breakfast that's really, really good at the dining room. And ours was at 1923, and it was it was a great meal to eat before we get off the ship. Another thing too worth mentioning is that if you want Disney to take your luggage off the ship, you have to have that stuff sitting out by your door, bagged and tagged. Probably I want to say around 10ish. That now you can ask, because my information could be wrong. I think it's like 9 or 10ish. You had to have your bags out,
the night
before tagged on the last night of the cruise. We did not do that, so we had to lug all our junk off the ship ourselves. We had the more valuable stuff. We kept the more valuable stuff with us and took it to breakfast with us. But our bags and stuff, I mean, everybody else does it too. Just leaving your bags there outside of the dining area. We just left our bags there, and then they were still, we just went and got them after we ate, and then exited the ship. But it was really nice to have a very filling, quality meal before driving home, what we ended up doing was driving all the way home. We didn't feel like stopping again. So we went from, and now granted we did stop to eat and everything, but we did not stop anywhere to stay the night. We drove from, Cape Canaveral all the way through back home to Texas. We did not stop and stay the night anywhere.
Some mileage. I mean, y'all had really done
a
lot.
Yeah, Jillian's right. Yeah, at 10 p.m. the night before, Jillian said, and we missed it. She said, and you have a set time to eat in the morning and exit the ship. Or you can eat the buffet is the other option. So that was, but that was really nice. I want to say, I think you could eat in the dining room too after we boarded. I can't remember. Jillian had said something, but there's other,
you should be able to eat in the dining room.
But we ended up going to the Marceline Market, which we really enjoyed. And the boys were able to get what they wanted. So that was also good.
Yeah. So Jillian, is there anything else since you're in here that you wanted to mention?
Yeah. It was neat having our name announced, the Bone family, when we, entered the ship was a nice touch. Jillian and I joked the next time we ought to tell them we're the Fa family from Mulan to see if they would say it, to see if they'd say it, and then B, we could say it would be, we had joked about saying the Fa family. Yeah. The Fa family.
I was just gonna mention if you book out of Cape Canaveral, you can do land and sea, which means you stay at Disney prior. Disney will not allow you to so if you drive, this is not an option. Disney won't allow you to leave your car on property and go to the Cape. So you can't do this if you drive. But if you do not have your car, I always recommend adding the Disney Cruise Line round trip transportation. They will pick you up at any resort or the airport. And after the cruise, they will either take you to a resort or the airport. It's pretty expensive round trip per person, but you never see your luggage until you get in your room. They take care of all of that.
Wow.
You get priority boarding through a different boarding entrance than what we entered through as non-resort guests. So they're the ones that enter through the big Mickey head. We entered through a hole in a wall in the back of a building. I mean, it was really sketchy. And we were entering with a lot more people than how you enter if you're a Disney resort guest.
Wow.
So my mom and I, when we did the magic, we did Disney transportation, and we got group 5, I think.
Yeah, we were on the ship early.
We were one of the first people on the ship. We were already
cool.
We were already eating lunch, and only 10% of the ship is on board. Because they do close lunch super early, so that we missed it. They closed at 1:30 for sit down lunch, so we had to go to the buffet because we were boarding group 12 or 13, still on at 12:15, I think, but still several groups had gone before us. So I always recommend if you're staying on property beforehand, just do the transportation.
Okay.
The other thing worth saying too is that we dropped our car off at the Cape, and so we parked at the Cape. The parking is the parking money. The garage, but the money is due up front. So it's not, you don't pay after you leave; you pay up front. So that's also worth noting. I
think it's $20 a night to park.
Yeah.
And so when you drive into the parking garage on the first level, be ready to take someone to get out with a cast member who will take your luggage there. So then you go and park.
Yeah.
So you're not dragging your luggage through the parking garage. They're taking it. They're taking it for you on level 1.
Yeah.
But also note, you will not see them again. So have cash available to tip them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yes. Cruises, take cash, because cruises, you tip everybody and their grandmothers on cruises. You just get prepared.
Right.
And with that, I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Thanks. We appreciate that. Those extra tips there, Jillian.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But
Oh, so
anyway,
appreciate
yeah,
that. So,
it
yeah,
was.
yeah. If you're taking a cruise, guys, by all means, or a trip to Disney,
Oh,
by all means, get in contact with Jillian.
one other thing is you get an offer. I can't remember what the official term is for it. It's basically like the bounce back offer that they give you if you stay at a resort
Mhm.
at Walt Disney World. It's basically like a bounce back offer, essentially. Now this is pretty cool because what you do is it's like a $250 placeholder. And you have until like I can't remember, maybe midnight or the last night of the cruise to do it. Onboard
Mhm.
booking credit. There we go. You can pay $250, and that will essentially that equates to $300 instead
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
toward your next trip. And also too, you get like I think 10% off, maybe. Yeah, you have to look at the fine print.
Mhm.
But yeah, you can book it in the app, like Jillian was
Oh,
saying.
okay.
So
Okay.
I mean, $250, which then gets converted to $300, and you have 2 years to use it, 2 calendar years to use it from
Mhm.
the
Oh,
time you book it. So and if you don't use it, that 250 comes back to you. But if you do decide to cruise, the 250 converts into $300 towards your cruise, and yeah, you get 10 to 20% off your entire cruise for the next cruise, and you have that 2 year window to use it. So
yeah. That's
it's
yeah. That's
it's
pretty
pretty
sweet.
nice.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, not
And I
not a
bet they
not
have
a
a
bad
lot of
deal.
people that do that.
Yeah,
They go ahead and do that, book that
yeah.
placeholder.
I have a
Yeah.
coworker that I used to work with long ago and far away at GM Financial. Her name's Tracy, and her family loved doing Disney cruises, and they would do that. She had all her stuff down to a science. She was looking for the best the best
Yeah.
deals. She had did like the Sam's Club percentage off, and looked for the days that they would have. I think maybe Costco did it too, but
Right.
they
Right.
sell a $500 gift card for $450,
Right.
and so
Right.
she knew all the little tips and tricks for how to save money on a Disney cruise because they enjoy doing it so
Oh,
much.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
Julie says you can book
Yeah.
up to two at a time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
if you need any help, if you're interested or want to know more, you can always reach out to us and send us a direct message on Instagram,
Oh, absolutely.
or leave a comment on the video. Let us know if you got any questions. We'll point you to Jillian if you need
Yeah.
help booking anything.
Yeah. Probably, Tina's asking what determines whether
Yeah,
it's
I want to say it just depends on the cruise.
Yeah.
I think it varies cruise to cruise essentially. There's some cruises, spring break cruises, you're probably less likely to get 20% off. I would say the cruises that are more high volume would Jillian says all the ships, ports, dates determine your percent off.
Probably a less, yeah. We did want to acknowledge that we did lose Sam Neill.
Yes.
He passed away. He was 78, guys.
Wow.
Golly, that's just hard for me to, it's fantastic. And my favorite roles were The Hunt for Red October with Sean Connery, and of course Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
which was a Steven Spielberg. But we offer our deepest sympathy and prayers for his family and friends. He was, by all accounts, he was a consummate gentleman. He was just
stand-up guy.
Had a wonderful, body of work, impressive filmography. But his work, and if you've never seen The Hunt for Red October with Sean Connery, by all means watch it, or Jurassic Park. There may be still people out there who haven't seen Jurassic Park. So, definitely wanted to mention that and acknowledge his passing.
Right.
Really, just hated to hear about that for sure.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, we hate that. We also, we just lost several, obviously Senator Lindsey Graham passed, our government very unexpectedly. They said that he had a heart aneurysm. He was only 71. Very, very unexpected loss there in our government, and many, many, congressmen and senators from both sides of the aisle were really stunned by this, and he was liked by everybody. He was just really he was apparently very funny and been there for a long time.
Yeah.
So lost him too, losing some folks. But Jonathan said, Sam Neill and Hunt for Red October. Yes, right, Jonathan. He's very young. He's very young. I was at Sean Connery. I never saw a Sean Connery movie that I didn't like at all. But okay, Moana opened.
Live action Moana.
Took the live action, and Stephen took the girls to see it, and they really enjoyed it.
Yeah, he said they did a good job with it. So it's funny. I'd heard a lot of people kind of punking them out about, it didn't do a big number on opening, but I've heard kind of mixed reviews on it. But Steven said that he thought they did a fine job with it. I'm usually not a live action guy, but we're probably going to go see this one, because it's summer and it'd be a fun family outing, but also B, it helps when your movie theater's just $1.50 a ticket. So
right.
you're not out. You don't have to pay a mortgage to worth of money to go to the movies. So that helps out.
Mortgage. Yeah. Well, and if you paid it, you're not out. $30 or
exactly.
That's our little movie theater is unique in the world. I think probably $1.50 ticket, and you would think, okay, well then they're going to really gig you for snacks and popcorn. No, they don't. So it's fabulous.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. It's fabulous. No, they don't. Yeah, exactly. No, they don't. They don't. It's really amazing. Little hometown theater, and it was 99 cents forever. And then they finally,
they give you your penny back. They tear your ticket and give you your penny back.
They did. Yeah, they absolutely did. Yeah. And then they jacked it all the way up to $1.50. Because of inflation and everything. And it's been $1.50 ever since. So this was the theater that you grew up, going to.
Yeah,
William, and that's how we saw Harry Potter like 15 or 20 times.
Oh yeah. Well, the other thing too is their popcorn is unmatched. They butter it just right, and it's funny because Jillian's been telling them, we usually do extra butter, but Jillian told them to do, a whole bunch of butter, and so they said extra butter. So, and the other nice thing too is, when you do the butter yourself, especially if you're at like a Cinemark or something like that, then you're pushing a button and you're trying to move it around and work the butter around. But no, the butter gets incorporated throughout. Whenever you get your popcorn at that specific theater, and it's wonderful. It's delightful.
And then they butter it and they shake it up. They put more popcorn in, and they do it in layers. And it's not just oil.
Yeah.
I went to a movie theater recently that the butter was just oil. It was awful. It was really bad. So anyway, so it's great, Tina.
Their popcorn's so good that during COVID they made it to where people could come and pick up popcorn at the theater.
Yes.
because,
Yes.
because people miss the popcorn so
And take
bad.
it home.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
come pick it up, take it home with them.
yeah, I see people walk in, all the time and just get popcorn and leave and
Yeah.
just take the popcorn home. So it's very good. But yeah, we also July 13th, 1942, happy birthday to Harrison Ford.
Wow.
One of our favorite actors. That's pretty amazing too. Golly, his filmography is just incredible. So, Harrison Ford, one of Harrison Ford is one of the last true big screen actors, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
With the real staying power, the big names.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and a buddy had a discussion, I think on July 4th. We had joked about Independence Day.
Tina.
Yeah, right. We had joked about Independence Day and shared a meme from the movie Independence Day with the guy that, oh dang it, he's Randy Quinn plays the crazy jet pilot. He ends up he blows up the alien ship.
Alien ship. Yeah.
We had shared the meme between me and a buddy, thanking him for his service. Otherwise, we'd all be speaking alien. And
His
so
character's name is Russell Case.
Yeah, Russell Case. There we go. And so we had joked about that, and then we said,
Randy Quaid.
Yeah, and we said, the guy who plays the president in that movie, we said, are Harrison Ford and that guy the two best to play a president in a movie, like portray the office of the president?
Uh-huh.
They're both up there. We were trying to think of other examples, but
in Air Force One, Harrison Ford played the president, and what is the guy's name? And are you looking it up? And, in Independence Day, who played President Whitmore?
Bill Pullman.
Bill Pullman, yes.
Yeah.
Also was in Casper, several. Yeah, Bill Pullman. I love Bill Pullman. I'm a huge fan, but yeah, he did a great job with that. There are a lot of actors. That would be an interesting, to just look at all the actors who've played the president.
Right.
Look at that. I love Air Force One. Air Force One is one of those movies. If I'm, flipping through channels and I run across it, I'm going to stop on Air Force One. But at any rate, also wanted to mention that there will be available July 14th at Disney Store online. There will be a figurine of the partner statue.
Yeah, it's really neat.
With Walt and Mickey. That's going to be available July 14th, and it will probably go fast. So you might want to mark that date down. It's really, I love that statue. I think all of us love that statue, the partner statue, and that's going to be coming up. So mark that down. It's available today, actually. So check stock, and they if it's not in stock, keep checking, because a lot of times with Shop Disney, they'll restock. So just check that. I made that day, made that note, and then notice that July 14th is today. So okay, do we want to do Lorcana quickly?
Do you have any?
I
do. Bring some with you. Okay.
Well, I have an angel pack. I brought one with me. So,
nice.
Yeah.
All right. We've got Cruella DeVille here. And you want to know something crazy? This box right here, I've been opening cards from this box for a long time now.
Uh-huh.
I want to say this box retails for like over $1,000. Like resales for over $1,000. Yeah, it's insane. It's because the scalpers have gotten to Lorcana. And people
gotcha.
are trying to get the Mickey and Minnie iconic cards. And
Oh,
so
gotcha.
the other thing is like the Buzz Lightyear iconic from the most recent set is reselling for a ton of money.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Wow. So yeah, mine is from a winter spell booster box. So thank you for sharing that. Jonathan has shared Jillian's contact.
The market price for that box is sitting at about $1,053. The listed median price is $1,100.
And that's from what set?
From Fabled.
Labeled. Gotcha. Wow. Oh,
Which is crazy because a lot of people speculated this set would not do well because it's a reprint set. There's a lot of cards from the previous 8 sets before it that were printed again. And no,
I had no idea.
yeah. All the people that are investing in trading cards are have finally made their way to Lurkana.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. That's good and bad. Maybe just bad. I don't know.
I mean, it's good for Ravensburger, but it's rough for people that play, especially those that which I mean, a lot of people who play regularly, have their local game store and they have a personal relationship with the people that own it. So, I'm sure they set aside stock for their players, but yeah, it's tough out there right now.
Yeah, much like we do actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we may have to call on that.
Fabled.
Carl. May have to call on that one, William.
Yeah.
See if they might have it. Okay, you want to go first?
Yeah. So I've got a pack of Fabled here.
Okay.
Cruella de Vil on the pack artwork. I've been hoping to pull an Enchanted. I've still not pulled an Enchanted. I pulled an Epic card, which is between a Legendary and there we go here. Legendary and Enchanted, but I've not pulled an Enchanted yet or an Iconic. So I would be open to pulling an Iconic. Would be really nice. Lost in the Woods, Rapunzel.
Oh,
letting down her hair.
Appropriate since you just got off the Wish.
Just talking about being on the Wish. Prince Ali, Aladdin.
Oh, like that one too.
Next up, Tinkerbell.
Still.
So it's tiny tactician. And we have Casa Madrigal.
Okay. That's a pretty card.
Location card.
It's very pretty.
Next up, Cruella de Vil on the pack artwork, and in the pack too, Fashionable Cruiser. First uncommon card is Elsa, Snow Queen. Really pretty artwork there with the spell book. Next up is Roxanne, Caroline fan. Pretty neat. Last uncommon card is Smash, Marshmallow, Frozen. Yeah, right, Jonathan. Ref for regular families collected. First up is Nala. I don't think I have this one. Rare, Undaunted Lioness.
Okay.
Another rare Maui as a whale. I don't think I have this one either.
Oh, wow.
That's funny. Last but not least, we have a common Moana Undeterred Voyager card, which I don't think I have this one either. So good for my collection, but nothing in terms of rarity, nothing to write home about. But at the end of the day, it's good for my collection.
I haven't seen that one. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go big screen here, and I'm pulling again from a Winter Spell booster box. Let me see what we've got here. See what we get tonight. I must say I always enjoy opening Lurkana cards. It's just always fun to see what you get. Okay, so we have Game Preserve, location card. We have Tiana, That's a neat Tiana.
Yeah, look at that. That's really cute.
It's retro.
That's one thing I love so much about this. The artwork in this game is that you get to reimagine characters,
Mhm.
in a different setting.
That's so pretty.
Yeah.
Look at that's beautiful. That's a beautiful card. We have one of our favorites in this particular set, Darkwing Duck here.
Awesome.
Yeah. How cool is that? And then Distract. It's an action card.
Okay.
In the Sapphire. And then we have a Prince Naveen. Also a winter card.
Cool.
To match that Tiana card.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
It's in an uncommon. I really like that. Yeah, those are very different looking. We have a Taurus Bulba.
Interesting.
Very. Okay, what's that character from?
I don't know.
Is that, let's see. Taurus Bulba, I'm not sure.
I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, what that one?
Not ringing a
That one's
bell.
in our first uncommon Hidden Trap. Ew.
Oh, DuckTales and Darkwing Duck, Taurus Bulba, main antagonist.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. I just wasn't placing him. And then Mother's Necklace Awe. One for Jillian tonight in the uncommon.
Oh, neat.
Isn't that neat?
It is.
Really cool. That's the uncommon. There, another uncommon. And in our last three slots, I've got a special one at the end here.
Oh,
I
sweet.
can already see it. Elsa.
Cool.
Really pretty Elsa card. We have Willie the Giant.
Okay.
Is that Mickey A Christmas Carol? Or no.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is.
Okay, and that's a rare.
Nice. Yep.
Okay, you're gonna have to help me on these last two. Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
What you got?
Okay, I have this unbelievable Pocahontas.
Ooh, look at that. Super rare. Very nice.
Rare slot.
Very nice.
Okay, and the super rare slot. And Jonathan, if you're still in here, I'm going to need a drum roll for the last one, which is a foil. So there's the Pocahontas and the super rare. Boom.
What you got? Oh, ooh, iconic. Or not iconic, epic. Epic. Ooh, very nice. Anna. Epic card. Wow.
And
yeah,
I don't
that's
even
awesome.
have any sleeves.
You just have to handle it very carefully.
Yeah. So there's an epic. And this is one like you pulled, right, William?
Yeah, the Ursula that I pulled. Yeah, that's awesome. Very nice.
It's very pretty.
Now that's your first epic, right?
It is. It is the very first epic. So these are in between the legendary and
Enchanted.
Enchanted. Yes.
Yeah.
They've added some layers to this thing, but yeah. So, and these also, I'm noticing, do not have the border.
Right.
So yeah. So that's my very first epic card. I love the symbol for that. It's all foil and pretty. So there's the epic. Okay. And then for this one, here is the card that comes with that. And
nice.
I have to look this up.
Neat.
So yeah, so nice pack there. Nice pack. So we had, those in the last two slots, we had the super rare Pocahontas and the epic Anna. So
Yeah,
yeah,
very
very
nice.
yeah. Yeah, so that's an exciting pack. Really excited about that. And I'll have to definitely and see when I'm at home, I always have
Right, sleeves.
sleeves close by just
Yeah,
in case. But yeah, so that's great. I'm very excited about that. I'll have to
that is
be
great.
careful and sleeve that up when I get home.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't know. I had forgotten that those two do not have borders. But I knew it wasn't. I didn't think that was. I thought that's what it was, but I didn't think it was enchanted.
Yeah,
But yeah, yeah.
very cool.
Okay, let's see. I don't know. Let's
On the
see,
channel.
Jonathan. Okay.
What? Oh yeah, single pan pack
Um,
still center. Oh, okay. It hasn't changed, so it's okay to keep still this way. Nice. Channel news. Mom and Dad were live in Hot Springs to celebrate our nation's 250th birthday, or semi-quincentennial. And you can check that out on the channel, 250th in Hot Springs live stream. It's the name of that. Next week, we're a little late again, but we'll be discussing halfway to Christmas. Disney has announced some very merry Christmas party schedules, treats. Be sure to join us for the latest news next week. Big shout out to our channel members. Thanks for keeping thanks for the extra level of support. We really appreciate it, and it means a whole lot to us. That your support. Big shout out to everyone that's in the chat, those that are watching in ghost mode or watching on the replay. And again, if you ever watch on the replay, leave us a comment so we can thank you for your support. We really do appreciate it. Big shout out to Lisa, Keith, and Joey of the channel called It's Joey's World. Great channel. Check them out if you haven't already. But big shout out to Lisa, Keith, and Joey, captains of our team replay. Also, too, if you haven't already, check out the liveplace.com. It's basically a TV guide listing for family-friendly live streams. Dean maintains that site. Check out his channels, Dreamers Empire and The Live Place, if you haven't already. And thanks again for Dean for maintaining that site and featuring us on it.
yeah.
It means a lot to us. And then TubeBuddy, if you're a YouTube creator looking to grow your channel, check out TubeBuddy. It's got useful it's a great tool with useful things like tracking viewing trends, suggested keywords for titles and tags, and other channel data that's beneficial to you and growing your channel. The basic version's free. If you have 100,000 subs, it used to be discounted. I assume it still is. But use our link in the description. We both get a free month. And speaking of free or complimentary, check out Stickermule. If you're interested in buttons, magnets, pins, stickers, keychains, etc., check out Stickermule for good quality, low cost promotional items, and use our link in the description. We both get a $10 credit for future order.
Yeah.
We are in between festival dates as far as Epcot goes. The Food and Wine Festival will kick off August 27th and run through November 21st. So we still have a good month and a couple weeks before Food and Wine kicks off for this year at Epcot. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Thanks for joining us. It's been a whole lot of fun. We go live every Tuesday night, 9 o'clock p.m. Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. Be sure to join us live or watch on the replay. Remember to like, subscribe, and ring the bell if you haven't already, so you get notifications when we go live or drop new videos. I put out a short, there's been a lot of noise related to a new animatronic that they added to Disneyland's Pirates of the Caribbean. And they refurbished the ride. They did some other, touch-ups to the ride, but they replaced the treasure skeleton sitting on top of the pile of gold with an animatronic, and people are not happy about it. A lot of people have joked and made fun of this thing, and they said, if you just close your eyes and you listen to the noises that it makes, it sounds like Scooby-Doo. Because and also too, a lot of people have complained that the audio on this dadgum thing is cranked up way too loud because you hear it before you even enter that specific scene, and it throws off the entire environment sound of what you're seeing before you get to that specific animatronic. So it's faced a whole lot of criticism. They showed the video of like how it works, and it's from Imagineering, and it's very interesting with the projection mapping, which again, they're pitching the projection mapping, and we just finished replacing those faces on Frozen Ever After, because they had said, "Oh, this doesn't work here," and yet they felt the need to do the same dadgum thing with the treasure skeleton.
Yeah.
On Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's not been a popular move
at Disneyland, and it's pretty funny because the thing's been up and down, and so they have like A and B mode. A mode is the pirate comes to, he picks up the gold coin, is and then he and then he it's cursed treasure, so he turns into a skeleton and his hand falls, and when his hand falls he releases the coin. So that's their Imagineering's explanation for why he iterates through those three emotions. Is that, look a coin? It's basically, look, a gold coin. He looks at it and inspects it, and then turns into a skeleton. His hand falls, and he walks through the exact same thing over and over again, for all eternity. But because of his greed, is their story explanation. Now, a lot of people are saying it's like, well, you decided to make this change, but a lot of people said, well, where's the moonlight? Because in the movie, in order for you to turn into a skeleton, you have to be in the moonlight.
right.
And so that's people are critical of that. It's like, okay, you decided to like tie it into the story, but that's not even how the cursed treasure works in the movie. So
which is a good point.
yeah. So anyway, it's been heavily criticized. It's at Disneyland, and I don't make it out to Disneyland near as often as I do Disney World. But it's when your first question is why. when I saw that they did
right.
this, my first question was, but why?
Right. Yeah.
And so, it's funny because they walked through it all, and they're like, oh, it's projection mapping. You can't really see it as a guest, but on the brim of his hat, like on the band below the brim of his hat, is where we're hitting the little things that projected onto his face. If he ever gets like off-centered for some reason, and the projection will just move over and correct accordingly. But anyway, this thing has been heavily criticized. And they've, it didn't work there for a bit, so they're just projecting they just left it on the skull, which was B mode. It's just leaving it as the skull. And again, it's like, okay, you spent all this money and had the ride closed for like 2 months. Why? But anyway, they had they had it set to skull mode. And then apparently there's a C mode where they basically put a mask over its head to make it look like the skeleton face. So if it's really messed up, which is hilarious because they spent all this money to do this animatronic and C mode is basically what it was already. Right. Which just, it's like the height of irony in my opinion.
So A
mode, he moves through his motions. B mode, he just sits there. They project a skull on his face. C mode, as people were calling it, is they basically just put a mask on over his face to make him look like a skeleton, like he already did before they even turned the dadgum thing into an animatronic. So it's something. It's something for sure. I didn't understand. It's like, okay, there's plenty of other things you could have done with this tech, and you could have put it so many other places in the ride. I don't know why you decided to put it here, because it doesn't match the tone of the ride. And
Right.
you know, and here we are at the end of the show, and I was saying goodbye essentially, but I just felt like we needed to discuss it, but also too, I say all this to say I posted a short of the previous version from my last trip to Disneyland, and
Right. Of the
it
original.
it
Yeah.
actually covers, from the captain's quarter on through to the treasure skeleton, as it was in its superior form.
Right.
So
Original form. Yes.
anyway, yeah, it's it was definitely a choice, and a lot of people have been dunking on it for him,
Yeah,
dunking
it has.
them
Yeah.
for it. So
It's here. Have you thought about it's Disney?
and but
We have
here's the thing though,
more.
but wait, there's more, because D23 is just around the corner, and
Yeah.
there's tons of rumors about stuff getting, we've already lost Carousel Progress. And now people will debate me. Oh, we're not losing it; it's getting reimagined, and
We've lost it.
they're updating the scenes. No, we've lost it.
We've
You
lost
know,
it.
I
You take
I
his name off the building, you've lost it.
yeah,
Uh, we've lost Tom Sawyer Island, Liberty Bell, Rivers of America. We've lost, and those two are big
yeah.
for me. Those two are big.
But we'll discuss all
Okay.
this more in depth later,
We will.
next week. But
We
yeah,
will.
I just I couldn't help but think back to Bob Iger's comments about and it's funny because they tried to do, and Bob Iger was featured on a YouTube channel writing Pirates of the Caribbean. And he's like, "Oh, it's not great story, it's great execution." Like,
Right.
come on, Bob.
Yeah, he got
That's
hammered for that.
yeah. Oh, and
As he
rightfully
should have.
so.
I
Rightfully
can't
so.
imagine why Bob Iger would have made such a foolish statement.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
That was a foolish thing to say.
Yeah.
But I've seen, and I'm probably going to put this. I'm probably going to post this. Walt Disney. One of the things that he, is quoted as saying, "I love nostalgia myself, and I hope that we never lose some of the things of the past."
Yeah.
So, when they change something, especially when they do something really stupid, everybody's, "Oh, but Walt said the parks were, would always be changing, blah blah blah," and that's true, he did. But you also have to balance that with his love of history.
Right.
And our history, folks, doesn't change.
Right.
It doesn't. And one of the big things that people like to throw in there is, "Oh, well, newer audiences can't relate to it." That's why it's called history.
Yeah.
It needs to be taught. It's a taught. I mean, that to me is one of the most foolish arguments.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you've said that or if you think that. I'm sorry, but history is history. It's there, and we need to keep to teach our kids about it. And Walt was big on edutainment. He was big on on our past, present, and future. Here you enter. Here you leave today and enter a world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy. So, at any rate, we appreciate you guys spending some time with us tonight. It's been tons of fun. I've enjoyed hearing about your cruise, William.
Yeah, we had a great time. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It went by so quickly. I mean, my goodness. It was hard to believe it went by as quickly as it did. But we had a really good time.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad, and I'll look forward to to our first.
Boomba said you got to leave your behind in the past, Daryl.
Right. Got to put your behind.
Got to put your behind in the past.
Oh my goodness. At any rate, thanks so much, guys.
But the Rafiki quote about the past is, "Oh yes, the past can hurt, but the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it."
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that's a good thought. So we have enjoyed, having y'all here. I know people have kind of been in and out, but if you've been with us, through the whole thing. We really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Have a great night. And William, did you want to do roll call? And
Yeah. Thanks, Aunt Joy, Aunt Susan, Mandy Adams, Tina McNeil, J&N Travels again. Happy belated birthday there, Tina. J&N Travels, Dean the Turkey Lecturer, Jason Thibodeau, Spencer Walker, Mr. Stranger, Jonathan Chung, Foxglove Fairy, Jillian Bone, Hatbox Ghost, and Bryce. I forgot to write Bryce's username down. I have to scroll back and get it. But big shout out to everybody that joined in the chat tonight. We really appreciate it. But we had a great time on our cruise. Looking forward to doing it again at some point. But hope you all have a great week. Join us next week as we discuss halfway to Christmas and some of the plans for the upcoming both about the Halloween season and the Christmas season, and also some of
is their hair. Golly.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. I mean,
we're halfway through July, y'all.
Right.
We're halfway through July.
It's hard to believe, but anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Again, if there's anything you'd like to hear us discuss on the channel, leave us a comment or send us a direct message on Instagram. And if you want to reach out to us directly, again, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and X. It's written down here. And if you ever want to reach out to us, send us an email at hitchhikingbones@gmail.com, or send us a direct message on Instagram. We'd love to hear from you.
Correct. Yeah. Well, thanks for being here, everybody. And at the Hitchhiking Bones YouTube channel, there is always room for one more. So please hurry back.
Bye, everybody. Have a great week, y'all.
Thanks so much. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.